take a look at the next drill in our breaststroke press the corners series. Now we've explored in this series about narrow, wider, and widest. In this version, what we're going to focus on is going to be the widest. We like athletes to kind of being able, especially the more developed they are, to be able to understand the different points of the width of the breaststroke. Outsweep movement. At times we, especially for young athletes, we'd like them to go about to here, this 11 and 1 position. And then as they progress up, then we'd like them to go here to this 10 and 2. And then when they become a more experienced senior level athlete, or even a very upper age group, we'd like them to go into this 9 and 3. Typically, we save this position here for when they're a senior level athlete and have been doing some dry land and have been able to do some lifting. So that way they have the strength to be able to carry on. The disadvantage of this movement is if you're not that strong, this isn't a very good spot for you to be in that we find. So here we like this for the older athletes. And all you're really doing is just you're going to be going widest actually. So here we're using two pieces of equipment, the snorkel and the fins. The snorkel here just is going to allow the head to stay steady in position. Eyes can then watch what's happening here with the hands. Head will stay nice and steady. Fins here will just kind of help this drill with the body to move along so that we're not going to go too high or not feel like we're going to be really moving. So just a nice, easy, steady flutter kick as we're progressing through the water. Here, let's take a just quick glance at the kick. We'd like to see the feet here be pointed, and both feet are doing that because we're wearing fins. We'd like to see just a natural bend in that knee as we're moving through. We don't want to go here to go too high. Otherwise, what we're going to be seeing is just we're going to be kicking air. So we're doing a great job right there. Also, underwater, we don't want to be kicking too deep under the body or kind of bicycle kicking or tucking those knees in. That's not really going to help the body move as we're going to be traveling then through the water. When our athletes are kicking, we do like to see the feet go just boom, nice and down. So we want the feet to ultimately kind of end up a little bit under the water as we're going through. So we'd like to see the athletes to think about like they're kicking a ball of some sort so that the foot ends up a little bit under the body, and then everything's going to return up here to the surface. Ultimately, what we like to see is just that there's going to be a level of whitewater, thunder kick, or boiling water, just depending on what cue works best for the athlete, so that everything stays up here at the surface. Okay, as we're going to be beginning this drill, then hands here, palms are going to face out. We're going to want to go just to about 9 and 3. And then what we're going to do is turn those palms back to each other. We're going to come back in to right in front of the head. Perfect right there as we're moving through. Head here we want to make sure is staying nice and steady. Great job right there. And we just keep repeating that process. So really nice work right there. Taking a look here under the water, feet here nice and pointed. And then what we want to see is, just as we kind of talked about, kicking under the body a little bit. So right here would be perfect. So that way we can then return the feet up to the surface. Beautiful. And it's going to be harder and harder for us to see the legs on this takeoff view because of all the turbulence that's happening at the water. So that's a great job. If we know our athletes are doing that, what we'll see is just great kicking here from the hip as we're moving through the water. On our return view here, just again with the same checks, we want to make sure that head's staying nice and steady. Feet here are staying at the surface. And then what we want to see is just again that sweepage, that out sweep. So here we're going to go out to that almost about that 9 and 3. See that right there? So we're in another way to also kind of maybe another cue for your athlete would be just a very stretched out wide Y as we're doing this. And then we come back in. And we just keep repeating that. Our athlete's doing a great job. So this is, again, one of those great sculling drills. On our return view from under the water, here, just again, we can see just that perspective. Those hands here, again, make sure are turning out. And then as we start to come back in, we turn those palms back into each other. Just nice and easy. Feel the water as you're moving through here. Overall, if you found some great value out of this, be sure to drop a like and subscribe.